Scout. Okay, well, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. My name is Paul McDonough. I'm an Assistant Chief with the Seattle Police Department. Currently, I oversee the Special Operations Bureau. And in that bureau, we have some of the specialty assignments within the department, such as SWAT, Harbor, K-9, Homeland Security, Arson Bomb Squad, etc. And so what I'm here tonight to do is to try to give you as much information as we can regarding the Unmanned Aerial System program that we're trying to initiate here at Seattle PD. As I go through the evening, what I wanted to do was we have a bit of a PowerPoint here for you today to try to go through as many of the facts as we can. And then after that, we'll show you what the UAV actually looks like and sounds like. And then after that, answer questions that anyone might have. We have the room till 8 o'clock tonight. Unfortunately, after 8 o'clock, Garfield Community Center has asked us to try to finish up as quickly as we can after that because they have people that need to go home. We will stay here as long as there's people here asking questions and try to get as much information out as we can. So if that's okay with everyone, we'll go ahead and continue on. Very good. Okay. Do I need to use the microphone? Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
There's a joke behind that, but I won't say it. So, I'm going to pull all this up at once. So before we continue on, there's a number of handouts in the back. They're everything from the International Association of Chiefs of Police, Unmanned Aerial Systems Policy Recommendations, the ACLU's use of Unmanned Aerial Systems Policy Recommendations, our draft policy and procedures for the Seattle Police Department, which is not final yet, no matter what you've heard. And then also a draft of the operations manual, how we plan on implementing the UAS here in the city of Seattle. So those are in the back. We have a number of copies. If you don't have a copy at the end of the night, if you get a hold of me or Lieutenant Sackler or Officer Britt, give us your email and we'll try to send it to you as quickly as we can. So what is an unmanned aerial system? It's basically an unmanned aircraft, right, that goes up and has support equipment necessary for us to be able to see what's going on around us. And that's what it is. A lot of people use the phrase drone. I don't use the phrase drone because the FAA doesn't use the name for the phrase drone when referring to the items with us. And it is a very common term. Unfortunately, it also is used with military airframes. And you'll hear me say it a couple times tonight. Our airframe does not carry any kind of missiles, rockets, guns, any of that stuff. It carries camera systems. And those camera systems are designed to give the officers and the other first responders the ability to look forward, to see what's going on, to see if there's a hazard or threat in the area. So that's what we're talking about. So obviously the one everyone's very familiar with is the one that the military uses and getting a lot of attention over in their theater. That's not what we're talking about here. We're also not talking about the other one that is evidently out, this little hummingbird one that's super tiny and flies around. What we're talking about is a very small, lightweight, short duration airframe that will be able to provide first responders information. So, next one. Oh, actually, please go back. So, this is obviously the military one here, shooting the missile. This one is a private, it's considered a hobby class, meaning anyone in this room, if you have a little bit of cash, you go buy that. I think it's about $300. And you'll hear me refer to that throughout the evening because that's not what we're buying, because that's not stable and it's not safe. So as we go forward, if I refer to a hobby craft, that is one of the things that is. So that's why that's up there as well. Go ahead and pull them up. So UAS are relatively new, and I understand that they're very scary, and some people have very serious privacy concerns, and we're very aware of that, and are trying to take steps to make sure that we don't cross the line into that. And I think our policies and procedures, you'll see, are addressing that with some of the checks and balances we have in there. But here you'll see that it's been used in a number of different scenarios around the country and in Canada. Probably the most famous one is the Fukushima nuclear power plant disaster. Obviously that posed a huge risk to anyone going inside. And they used and it was able to go in, get sensor information and live video, tell them what they were dealing with, and then fortunately for them, they were able to just leave it inside the hot zone and still have the information, so they didn't have to risk anyone's life to go down there. The search and rescue was recently used in Denver, Colorado, in a search in an effort to attempt to locate the missing child that was there. They didn't locate the child, unfortunately, but it was used. I think that's pretty good for that. So there's a number of rules and regulations, and when we first started this back in 2008, the FAA didn't have a lot of rules. And we reached out and had personal meetings with the FAA and said, look, we want to start this program, but we want to make sure that we follow any rules or guidelines that we have to make sure that we're all in compliance. And since that time till now, the FAA has, rightfully so, I think, made a number of changes to what's required to be able to fly one of these UASs within the continental United States. So the FAA controls anything that flies up above us if you're a government or for-profit entity. It does not control the hobbyists. So when I say the rules apply for us, that's true, but it does not apply to someone that went down to the store and bought that device that I was showing you earlier. So there's a certificate of airworthiness. You have to have the airframe or at least been exposed and fly the airframe and feel comfortable enough that you can sign off and say, yes, we think it's stable for the purpose that we have. And we, in fact, did that. So when you do that, then you send in a request for a certificate of authority, or COA. And that COA, there are different types. The one that you would like is the one that allows you to fly it where you need to. What we did initially was we asked for a training COA. So we got a training COA from the FAA after a period of time, and it allowed us to fly the UAS just in 3 separate locations. 2 of them within the city of Seattle and 1 across the water. All of them were open parks. All of them were open areas where hobbyists also fly the UASs. We have certain rules and regulations. That's the only place that we've flown it. It has not flown on any missions, and it will not fly on any missions until after the policy and after our manual operations are all completed, and we have FAA COA authority to actually fly within the city. And I don't know when that's going to occur. It's with the FAA, it's in review, and it's an ongoing process. We also have to answer any questions that they may have for us going back and forth. Some of the other things here is everyone that flies it has to have a medical evaluation, okay? And the observer has to have it. So it takes 2 people to fly it. We'll kind of get into that in a second. It takes 2 people to fly it, and both of them actually have to have medical waivers so they're healthy enough to actually fly a real airframe. So they have to be able to fly a plane or a helicopter to be able to operate our UAS. Next one here is the ground school and flight school. They also have to be certified so that they understand how things operate in the airspace, and they have to be able to successfully pass that. So if I wanted to walk up and start flying this, I can't do it because I haven't been trained and certified in it. But we have someone here today, Officer Britt, who has or is going through that process, and that's some of the checks and balances that FAA is putting in place to make sure that you just don't grab a UAS and start flying. Visual flight rules. Visual flight rules mean that if we fly this, we have to stay in line of sight with it the whole time. I can't send it up and, like the military does, send it someplace far away and just kind of watch the screen and all that. We actually have to see the device that we're flying.
What do you say? Stop looking at me. Look at your commander.
We actually have to be able to watch the device while it's flying. So I cannot fly it in pursuit of anybody or out of my line of sight. Okay? So that's visual flight rules. And that's for both people, the person controlling it and the person backing them up. That's called the observer. The other thing that's in there is all of the UASs have to fly below 400 feet. That's an FAA requirement. And at least on ours, we have the ability to set it to let us know if we're getting close. And it won't go above 400 feet. So that's a safety precaution. There are a number of other rules from the FAA where you can and cannot fly in certain areas. And that's something that the ground school and the flight school covers. And then we get a map of Seattle and make sure that it's there. So the idea here is to be able to fly it where the FAA will allow us in those circumstances that fit our deployment criteria, which I'll talk about. SPD actually had an aviation program previously. We had some helicopter airframes. That was disbanded in '94, or '74, excuse me, thank you. And so what we do right now is we rely on other agencies, such as King County Sheriff's Office, Snohomish County Sheriff's Office. Pierce County has fixed-wing aircraft on rover.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to say this is freaking ridiculous.
That's bullshit.
Seattle Police should not have the authority to surveil people. This is the same police department that just shot a 70-year-old black man in his home. We're saying no. We're saying no to drones, and in the report it's talking about how the common use of drones is about surveilling people, but the common use of drones is used in Pakistan, in Yemen, to murder people. This police department should not have any authority to surveil people, and absolutely not.
God, I love that.
I will tell you how we plan on using this, and at the end, if you want to say...
Unacceptable!
We don't trust you with the weapons you do have. How's it going to help you reel in police brutality? How's it going to help you stop killing disproportionate amounts of people of color? How's it going to help you stop incarcerating disproportionate amounts of people of color?
And we, in researching the available devices at that time, we settled on the Dragonfly because it was lightweight, it was visual, short duration.
Nothing but not according to your own boss, Sean Whitcomb. Earlier today on KUOW.
It's okay, I'd like to continue so that the other people that might want to hear this, we can continue.
Yeah, let the people for the drones voice themselves.
The rest of it is a bunch of lies, so why would we want to hear that bullshit?
Well, I'm here to tell you the facts, and I'm hoping people want to hear
I can't believe you're even talking as a proponent for it. It makes me trust you less.
This is not negotiable.
It serves no one.
I'll tell you what, folks.
Fly a sheriff's helicopter in here to do that work.
We don't care about how to put on the control. All I'm trying to do is not
This is a respectful conversation.
one-sided and just
Mothers are already scared for their children's lives if they're young and black when they walk out the door. Think about that. Mothers fear for their children's lives if they are black and brown and they walk out the door. Think about what this is going to do to people. We say no. They don't need any more help suppressing the people. We need many, many, many more people standing up.
Have you not seen what is becoming right now? The militarization of our streets,
to restore order among the rest of the citizens of our fair city. Fuck you, Mr. Police Officer. Fuck you, you running clown.
What I wanted to do was hear you limitations of the airframe.
Oh, we hear you all right. Son of a bitch.
It's only going to
A general assembly.
So the question was, what are the situations in which you were deployed? There are copies of the draft policy of the act, but off the top we have criminal investigation, missing persons, paranormal subject. Folks, I understand that you don't.
Wait, excuse me, I can't hear you. Wait,
Oh, fuck yeah.
Excuse me. Swine. Officer Swine. Excuse me.
civil, it's just so obedient.
Fuck you, Sean. Every time they kill someone, smile, Sean. Every time they kill someone, just smile. Just smile, Sean. That's all you can do. Keep smiling, Sean.
One of the best problems is
Sean, don't kill yourself, Sean. Keep smiling. Fucking maggot, Sean. Hey, Sean. Sean. Yeah.
they had to go.
I can't help but notice that you're having a lot of public account system since you're getting and your protection unit isn't set correctly, which is why it's a little skewed. There's a 400
Yeah, there's a bunch of guns in the room. There's guns right here. Lots of guns. Lots of guns.
If we can't use $200 worth of technology correctly. RPFM?
Actually, we have people that are training the operation of the device. We have time to link
Hey, can you get the guns out of the
So I'm
room?
pretty comfortable that we'll be able to.
There's way too many guns in this room. Way too many.
Mic check!
Like to use the knife.
I haven't heard a mic check in a while.
That's the game. That's the game right there. You can use it, now you can. You can use it, now you can. That's the game. That's what you're going to get with
I just know it's hard to avoid. You need to
right there.
Unless you can come into the apartment building downtown where I used to live, I'm still on the
As
board.
usual.
And,
If I can just say a few words, thank you, first of all, Ethan Clark. Now, the thing that I would like to say, I've been a social worker in this community before, and the concern is of the police brutality. It just seems that there's a lot of inconsistencies on how the police department can operate. So, of course, this is going to be seen as a threat because you're already having a lot of killings and violence within the community. And we live in a very fragile time period where there's economic imbalance, there's jobs, there's gentrification in the neighborhood, there's people being forced out of their communities. And so this is going to have a very negative image for the SPD, which already has a particularly negative image as it is. Now, what can we do to actually work together as a community, bringing both sides? Because obviously there is confliction. Are you guys willing to let us actually have a voice and to help allocate these funds, which could be used for more progressive projects within the community that have really nothing to do with violence or surveillance or these negative aspects, which are only bringing out more negative qualities out of people in general. If we were to add more positive qualities, if we were to use this money, then maybe we could raise our communities together, and maybe the police could actually do something of civil service as opposed to what it seems to as now, which is protecting people's property. Thank you very much.
So he is correct. These are Homeland Security funds that were used to secure this.
Oh, wonder why?
He's answering. Let him.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, let him answer the question.
I can tell you that the city works very hard on other projects here to help out the community, and I think it's been an ongoing effort. This is a very narrow band of funding, and in this case, when we went for this funding, we felt it filled a need.
Don't go for it.
that we had.
Refuse it.
So I will tell you that I think the city does a very good job.
Give it to charity.
Other areas.
Hey, can we get your guns? Hey, can you give us your guns right now? Hey, can I get your guns? Hey, can I get your guns?
How much money could you use?
Hey, why are you guys protecting the drone? Why are they protecting it here? I don't care.
Hey, I do care. I live
You can't. You want to see the drone? Go look at the drone. Go look at the drone.
I want to hear it.
Go jerk off to the drone. Go look at the drone.
let me ask you a question.
You're the fucking jerk off. You want to go look at the drone? Why?
Because you're an asshole.
Okay, great. Do something about it.
What am I supposed to do?
Fuck off. That's already been made.
Fucking pig-headed idiots.
What? You just need to see the fucking drone?
You reflect the people here again.
What we're here is to get community concerns to make sure that our policy, if we do in fact use it, is those issues are addressed. The biggest issue that I'm hearing is that privacy. And one of the things that we're showing here.
Why are you guys so scared? Why are you guys pretending
The issue is the drones. Just don't bring the meeting.
Seattle to test your drone system. It's the last vestige of the black community. Why are you starting here?
I started here because I'm very comfortable here. I used to work here for a number of years. I know the community. I know the community will give me direct feedback, and that's why I'm here.
As a police officer, you've worked with all of the different precincts. So why, because there's such tension between the black community and the Seattle Police Department, why begin here where you know that there will be so much tension and so much conflict?
I realize that there can be potential conflict, but if we don't sit down and talk about what's going on, then we can't.
Or as opposed to say Laurelhurst, why start here as opposed to Laurelhurst or some other area where there is less tension, less controversy?
Well, the issue here is.
What did he say? I want to know what he said to you.
We are going to have.
What did he say to you? What did he say? What did he say? What did he say?
I can answer the question. Sir, all I want is common respect.
I just want to know what he said. Are you guys
get it? When I should go there.
All we want is common respect, but we get killed. Family partners, we get.
I'm trying to answer the lady's question, if that's okay.
And your handler interrupted you, so what did he tell you?
What did he say?
We started here. I'm very comfortable here. This was a venue that we could get in a timeline that was reasonable. I am going to have meetings in the north end and in the south end. But I will tell you, if I went north, people can say, well, why did you go north and not here first?
So,
I think this is uncomfortable.
I have a question. When you say
The
no
other thing-
community, do you mean the ones that you guys chased out with police harassment? Or the ones that are moving in, or do you mean the ones that you're moving in right now, that now you're trying to please the peace?
Is there another question?
I mean, I have a question. I have a question. Order on the floor. You are taking public pictures of us, making a database, a visual database. What are you taking pictures of? So let me ask my question. This is why I understand what you're giving us. You're flying over, taking pictures. So I ask that the police department give to the public the maps you make from that data mining you're using those devices to do. I would like to see your maps that you use to designate where such and such gets arrested, why they're arrested, and how they're arrested. And I want those tapes from that public service to come to me so I can see what you see. Can I do that? I know. See what you see. So you're in my backyard while I'm naked. Because Goomba ran over my backyard fence because you're chasing him. And he barricades himself in somebody else's house, so you need your infrared, your thermal, your motion, all whatever, all the bells and whistles. Show me the map that you made of my house.
By map, I think you mean images, right? The visual.
It's a data map. You're data mining. You're collecting data.
Whatever we report, if it's evidentiary, goes into the case file. Right? If it's not evidentiary, we're required by state law.
We need to stop that.
Use Google Maps.
It doesn't matter what they tell you about this drone because it won't even be the one they're using when it goes into their mic. It doesn't even matter. Don't buy shit from these people. They're liars.
Right now, if it's not evidentiary.
This guy is their biggest salesman right here.
The problem is by state law because
he's going to sell you murder here in a few minutes.
So I have to keep at the minimum standard for the state, and then after that time it will be disposed of. And during that time, yes, sir. Just a second. Go ahead.
Hey, Sean. Why won't you look at me anymore, Sean? Sean! Fucking murderer apologist.
So, do you have a specific amount that will be saved? Like, by sending the drone instead of a helicopter?
I don't know the actual numbers.
Can you
for
repeat the
helicopters.
question, please?
He's saying how much money would we save if we used the drone over a helicopter, a police helicopter?
Why does it matter?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to answer his question.
Hey, how much more money would the Nazis save if they had asked people?
It goes about, my last information was about 695 to $795 an hour.
That's what drones are for now. It's to purpose people to not do that. That is what drones are used for.
Between 1.5
Hey,
and
none of these questions about it. He was just going to answer just like you did.
Except the cost.
This guy.
You're a liar.
Are there any other questions?
I have a question.
Why are you such a fucking moron?
Okay, so this is getting back to the gentleman that was over here. So say that you're in pursuit of somebody who's running from you, and it's cut through my backyard, right? And are we going to see this drone flying through our backyards?
Yes.
I want to ask him. If I wanted your opinion, I'd talk to you out there.
No, don't worry, I'll just be
Yeah, just look up to the fucking like swine.
I'm not sucking up, idiot. It's asking with the question. Excuse me.
Grovel to the swine.
What?
If the subject's on the run, running through yards and continuing to run, no.
Grovel to your leader.
Pardon?
It's not going to be deployed in that scenario.
You're not going to chase people.
How many knives have they given us?
So this is what we're talking about. I mean,
As I said earlier today, you can't fly it out of line of sight.
right. Okay. What about flying it simply, over my private property? I want to know why you would do that.
Well, the only reason we would do it is if it meets the criteria that the drone we talked about earlier, and it's a life-saving.
That's bullshit.
Or we're trying to get evidence of
That's a bunch of horse shit.
Until they change the policy.
Well, why? How would an aerial view, if you were trying to hunt somebody down, I don't see how an aerial view of that nature, if you're that close, why wouldn't you just simply send in these guys with blue uniforms
There are
on?
scenarios where it's not safe for people to move in that area, such as a hazmat skill or a barricaded person. That's the reason.
Okay, but there's that's fine. But the hazmat situation, I don't foresee that happening in my backyard.
But if
There's areas in Seattle that aren't safe because police are there.
Okay, but
There's areas of Seattle that aren't safe because police are there.